So credit is a necessary function of our society to do anything. So you need to be able to have efficient access to credit, which is other people's money.
So if you practice in the pack and you make mistakes, then when you ask your teacher, what I do wrong here, she could tell you, and you go and take the test and you won't make those same stupid mistakes. So rehearse, plan, rehearse. And once you plan and once you rehearse, you're going to go out, and the next step is to take that step and take action.
But technically, since you have credit, access to other people's money, wouldn't that put you in debt?
It does. It does put you in debt. But there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. So, and that was actually a great question.
Hi, my name is Dina from the All Stars Money Program. The All Stars Money Program is a great program. It teaches you about things you wouldn't learn in school. Two of the things I learned is assets and investments. When I grew up, I want to be a business owner, and the program helped me understand the things I have to go through to have my business.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is DJ, the Money Coach, coming to you live. You're watching Droppin' Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax. And I think we are in EP 10. My man Jax over there rocking and rolling. How you doing today, buddy?
Good.
Good or great?
Great.
Awesome. So how's the basketball season going for you personally?
Hasn't started yet.
Okay, when does the basketball season start?
December.
Okay, couple of weeks. We got Thanksgiving coming up. I think you're going to be excited about Thanksgiving because your team is always in the Thanksgiving Bowl, which the original game is always one played in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But that's not my team. My team never plays on Thanksgiving.
Your team never plays on Thanksgiving? Okay, well, maybe next year. Because there's always the Cowboys and the Detroit Lions that host the traditional Thanksgiving Bowl football game, correct?
Mm.
All right, good stuff. So, man, we got a lot to talk about. So, where do you want to start at today, my friend?
Really no. How about you get to pick?
You want me to pick? No, I'm gonna let you pick because today is all about you, Jax. I'll let you to pick. We were talking about NFL football. Let's talk about NFL football. Let's talk about the top stories of the day for NFL football. The one that's overhyped, but was very, very disappointing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. What am I talking about?
You could be talking about Shador or Sam Darnold.
We're talking about Shador right now. Let's talk about Shador since we both agree on him. So, what do you think about all the hype and all the fizzle of the legendary Shador Sanders debut? Talk to me, Jax.
It was horrible. He was like 4 of 16, 47 yards and a pick. It was against the Ravens, and they just won 5 or 4 in a row. But
weren't they in Cleveland?
Yeah. And they had the lead.
Well, hold up.
They had a lead.
You tell me that they let him come into the game and they had a comfortable lead and he couldn't hold the lead.
They had a lead and they just lost it.
You know what I find to be so funny? I have never seen in my, 5 decades on the planet, anybody have so much hype for a 5th round draft pick. I mean, he came into the game and I could have sworn the crowd was he came in and he's telling the crowd to calm down. Have you ever seen anything like that in your 12 years on the planet? What do you think about that, Jax?
Um, like you said, he was just overhyped. Maybe the moment was too big.
Man, the moment was too big. I mean, he wasn't even qualified to be there, yet alone the moment being too big. But you know what I also found to be very, um, well, it basically goes to where we are right now in this world. This guy comes in, he underperforms, and immediately we got all these people making excuses for him. And I'm talking about everybody from Shannon Sharp to Ocho to all the pundits on the media platform that look like him. Man, how many excuses can you have for this guy? Was it ridiculous? Oh man, he didn't get enough reps with the first unit. They threw him in there. But like you said, Jax, he came in 16 to 10, got the ball. What more can you ask for? And it wasn't like he came in the first quarter. He came in, if I'm not mistaken, the beginning of the second half, right?
Yeah. So it was, yeah.
And I mean, I can understand you come in, you have a little, nervousness and stuff like that. But he also had a chance to actually take him into the end zone, and he threw a terrible pass. If I'm not mistaken, he threw one pick, but he might have should have been picked off twice. Now I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights, and when I saw the stat sheet, man, I said, "Oh my goodness!" And now he's going to get a chance to start. What do you say about that, Jax? Is your generation too sympathetic towards somebody who has not done anything and is not a first round draft pick, not a second round draft pick, not a third round draft pick? I have never seen anything like it in my life. This is beyond Tim Tebow. At least Tim Tebow was a third round draft pick, if I'm not mistaken. And Tim Tebow won 2 college championships and player of the year. So what are we giving Shadua all this publicity for if it's not for his dad? What do you say about that, Jax?
Um, I think also it's partially on the fans because like he has I feel like he had I feel like he felt like he had to make every throw, show the fans like what he can do. But he just looked rushed and just scared. And
Man,
like
you know what?
after every throw, he's just like,
You said it. He looks scared and he claims he's the best in the bright lights. But you're right. He looked like a deer in the headlights. He looked like he was playing the varsity and he was on the freshman team. So, man, I don't know what to say. And you know what the sad part about it? Man, Myles Garrett had another monster game. I think Myles Garrett had like 2, 3 sacks. And I think they said it's the only time, but one other time in Lamar Jackson's career that he got sacked multiple times by the same guy in the same game. So Myles Garrett played lights out football. I feel bad for Myles Garrett. How about you? If I'm him, I'm sorry I signed that extension with the Browns.
I think he's got to request a trade out. Also, Max Crosby, he's got to get out of Las Vegas too. But Myles Garrett, I feel like the only reason he will stay because it's not like he's on like the worst defense in the league. Like their defense is actually good.
They have a pretty solid defense.
Their defense is extremely good. It's just if their offense was mid, they could be around like a 9-8 team, but their offense is just horrible. I mean, they don't have a quarterback.
Hmm. With that said, we're gonna change this topic and segue. I hate to be Nostradamus. You know what I'm saying, Jax? I hate to be Nostradamus. Should I be Nostradamus, or should we talk about the other games? How about we talk about this game here? Man, Kansas City no longer has any shine on them. The Broncos handled them very well, surprisingly. What do you think about that game?
I think the Chiefs, I feel like the Broncos for sure. I think they got the division for sure after this game. Um, I just don't see nobody else in their division that can catch up with the Broncos right now. They're what, 9-2?
Yeah, something
And
like
the
that.
Chargers just got blown out by 29 points to the Jaguars. And then, of course, the Chiefs lost to the Broncos. So I don't know. The Chiefs might not even make the playoffs.
That's possible. That is very possible. Consider the fact that I think Mahomes has not missed an AFC championship game since he's been a starter. It's almost like it's become the Chiefs, invitational for the AFC championship game, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the AFC is up for grabs, to be honest with you. There's no clear, I don't put a lot of stake in the Denver Broncos because Bo Nix is not playing great football. Their defense is playing great defense, but Bo Nix, he's been putting up some pretty pedestrian and been putting up some pretty bad games too, because he's had a couple of games with
Yeah.
multiple interceptions.
I only see 2 or 3 teams that are real contenders for the Super Bowl out of the AFC.
And who are they?
That's the Colts, the Bills, and the Patriots.
Okay. So you're giving the Bills the nod because they just had a convincing victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, I've been on the Bills until they prove me that like they're just this hyped up team that they say, oh, this is finally gonna be the year, and then it's not their year. Until that, like, if the Bills don't at least get to the championship game, they don't get to the AFC championship game, I'm not gonna speak highly on them anymore.
Well, the Bills, they got to get to the Super Bowl, bro. They got to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's Super Bowl or bust, or it's time to replace the head coach. And if I'm in the Bills camp, I'm hoping that Kansas City don't make the playoffs because that's their kryptonite. If Kansas City misses the playoffs, then the Bills probably are the team to beat to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC conference. What do you think about that?
Well, I would say the team to beat right now in the AFC is well, right now it's the Broncos, but come playoff time, I think it would either be the Colts or the Pats. Because I do think the Pats will win the division. And the reason, or I think that's because they play the Dolphins one more time, they play the Jets one more time, they play the Bills one more as well, but that time they'll be at home. So, yeah, I do think the Patriots will win that division. Also, their defense is like, it's like They bend but don't break. They'll give up some points. They'll give up 17 to 25 points a game. But their offense gives their defense momentum. If the offense scores or gets points on 2 possessions in a row, then the defense starts making plays. And then that's when the Patriots just become just keep on throwing punches. That's what they did at the end of the game. Or no, not at the end of the game. That's what they did from like the middle of the third quarter to the all the way to the end of the game against the Bucks. It was first that Matt Collins big catch. I think they got a touchdown on that drive. They got a stop. Pretty sure they got a field goal then. Got another stop and then ran out the clock until a big rushing play by Travion Henderson, and then that put the game to bed.
Okay, so right now, I would agree with you. If I had to put my money on one of those two teams, the Broncos or the Pats, I would have to put my money on the Pats for the simple fact that I think both defenses are about equal, but I think Derek May is a little bit better than Bo Nix.
I don't think their defenses are equal. I think the Broncos have the best defense in the league. And to be honest, I don't even think
Well,
it's
well, well, well
close.
hold up. Stop the press. Stop the press, young man. You said you think who has the best defense in the league?
The Denver Broncos, I think they have the best defense in the league.
Stop the press, because I'm going to tell you some facts now, right? So last time I checked, this is called Dropping Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax, right? Is that correct?
Yes. All right. I want to hear your best defense in the league.
So they already showed this past weekend the number one defense in the league actually belongs to the Houston Texans, my brother.
Who do they play this week?
Who did they play this upcoming week?
No, like this week. Like on
Who did they just beat?
yeah.
They just beat what was the name of that team? Their defense is still stellar. They have the number one defense in the NFL right now. The Texans do.
I think
They have the most sacks. They have the best third down defense, prevention defense in the league right now. And they're in top 5 in almost every category. The Texans are playing lights out defense. They don't have an offense right now, but they showed a stat. They said if the Texans don't make the Super Bowl not the Super Bowl, the playoffs, they will be the first team with their defensive rating in top 5 in all top categories ever to not make the playoffs. So you might want to go back and do some research because the Texans defense is better than the Broncos statistically in categories that matter the most. Third down, rush,
we can talk about
and pressures.
statistics, okay? But when it comes to playing teams, who would I rather have? What defense would I rather have? The Broncos defense or the Texans defense? I'm picking the Broncos 10 out of 10 times.
Then you would
The
be wrong
Broncos
10
not
out of 10
only
times.
have the best cornerback in the league, but they also have a top 3 pass rusher.
Who is that?
This season, Nick Bonita.
Really? So
Yes,
you think that he's better than Will Anderson Jr.?
This season, yes.
Will Anderson Jr. is a beast. And then
yes, and I agree with that.
We have bookend defensive ends at the Texans. We got 2 beasts on both ends that just create havoc on the offensive line. You obviously haven't watched any of the Texans games because it's cool that y'all got one outstanding cornerback, one outstanding defensive end, but we got 2 of both. We got 2 of both, my friend. We got 2 top 5 cornerbacks on our team. 2 cornerbacks.
Okay, you got Derek Senior Jr. Who's the other?
And we have another player that's in the top 10 as well. Look it up. I'm gonna let you do the research because
Who is it?
I'm not gonna hammer you. I'm gonna let you do the research.
Who is it though? Tell me.
Why don't you look it up?
You don't know.
Oh,
Bro, you do not have two
I don't
top
have.
10 corners.
Oh, okay. Look it up.
Bro,
Because
no.
we're not gonna give your team a pass. So I'm just trying to let you down softly today.
Y'all don't have two top 10 corners.
Okay. All right.
Y'all don't have two top
Well,
10
just put it this
corners.
way. I'll take my defense over your defense any day of the week.
Who
Any
is wait,
any
wait, 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 wait.
any place, anytime. Because
You're
guess
talking
what?
about the
We
you're
have
talking about the
we
Bears and the Seahawks
no,
or the Texans and the
I'm
Seahawks?
talking about the Texans and the Broncos, and I'll take the Texans defense over the Seahawks defense. I'll take the Texans defense over the Broncos defense. I'll take the Texans defense over the Cleveland defense. I'll take the Texans defense over the Bears defense. I'm talking about the Texans right now. And
But the
you know what
Texans
the tell of the tape is? Their defense is so good that we've won 2 games with a less than average backup quarterback. Because I don't even like David Mills, the backup quarterback for the Texans. But the
Davis
Texans,
Mills is not horrible. See, you
oh,
making him look bad. He's not horrible.
he's pedestrian at best. He played
He's
his
not.
best game in his life last week with that come from behind victory. But this past week, he liked to gave up the game with crazy missed throws and mismanagement of the clock, as well as holding the ball too long and taking unnecessary sacks. Because we won by a field goal. We didn't blow the team out. We won by a
It's the
field goal.
Titans?
Yes, the Titans had us beat. Cam Ward? Cam Ward actually had his
That's
best
funny.
drive of his career thus far. He drove 90 yards or 95 yards and scored a game what they thought was going to be a game-winning touchdown and left about a minute and 30 seconds on the clock. And thanks to our special teams returner, he returned the ball almost to their 40-yard line. And David Mills couldn't even come up with barely 20 yards. And our field goal kicker, which also was a replacement kicker as well, luckily made the game-winning field goal. So, no, I'm not going to put any stock into David Mills. But, however, the Texas defense and special teams, number one, brother.
Special teams number one.
Number one. Getting it
No.
done. I'm not talking
No.
about the field goal kicker. I'm talking about the defensive aspect of special teams. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not talking about the offensive aspect of our special team, but I'm talking about the defensive aspect of our special
Why
teams.
does that matter?
Well, why does that matter, young man? Because guess what? To get one of these, you got to have defense. Defense wins championships, and
Defensive of special teams.
that's never going to change. You understand? So with that
Defense
said,
of special teams.
said, I think this is perfect time to talk about our 2 favorite teams. So we'll let us talk about your team first, and let's talk about the guy who showed who he really is, that I keep trying to tell you about time in and time out. How many turnovers did the illustrious Sam Darnold have? Can you tell me, Jax? Did he have 1? Did he have 2? Did he have 3? Or did he have 4 turnovers in the game that mattered the most because they played the team I told you who was going to put it to them, the Los Angeles Rams. So let's talk about.
Guess what? Hold on. Can I tell you something real quick?
Let's
talk about stats.
Don't try to talk about my team. We're
wait.
talking about your team. Don't try to do that.
I won't. See, look, that's how you know your team not good, because you thought I was about to throw shade at your team. I'm not about to. If we want to talk about stats, we outgained the Rams in every single stat, including turnovers. And that's why we lost the game.
You know, I love you, Jax. I love
The
you.
stats matter so much.
I love you, Jax. You never cease to amaze me. You got to find some victory, even in the loss. You know what? You're going to be an amazing attorney. You know that? Amazing. And I mean that sincerely. Because only you we try to find some sunlight in a loss. A loss is a loss. You know what I'm saying? Because the only person that's going to be worried about them stats are the individual when they try to negotiate their contract. And that's it. That's it. Everybody else is looking at, hey, this was a deciding key game. I think, was that the second time they played this year? That makes y'all 0 for 2
No.
against them, right?
Bro, look at you now. We haven't even played them twice.
Okay, well, good for you. You got another shot at redemption.
Watch, we're gonna beat them.
But was the game close? That's what I want to know.
Yes, the game was close.
What was the
We
score?
lost on a game-winning field goal.
Okay. All right. But you
By
did.
the way,
You didn't take this, right?
Oh.
What? You weren't even talking. I was talking. But go ahead, young man. Since
By the
you
way,
want
it would
have
have
the
been a
floor.
46-yard field goal, but they did not call the pass interference. That guy was all over JSN. But
Oh my goodness.
should be actually we should be undefeated right now. But turnovers.
Oh my goodness.
We should be undefeated right now, but turnovers. Against the Niners game, Nick Bosa hit the ball out of his hands. Against the Bucks, threw it off of his helmet. And now here, 4. But once again, we've combined loss has been 9 points. 9 points. So I'm not even mad at the loss, to be honest with you. Because Matthew Stafford, I swear, if you talk crazy good about what Matthew Stafford did this game, he did nothing. Oh my gosh, a 1-inch touchdown pass. Whoop-de-doo. He didn't even throw over like 170 or 150. Also, Puka fumbled, showing why JSN is the best receiver in the league. JSN had one of the best catches of the year. And our defense in the second quarter only allowed the Rams with 1 yard. 1 singular yard. So I still think we're contenders. It's just, I don't know. If we don't blow the Titans out by 20 or more, I don't think we're contenders. We need to beat the Titans by 20 or more. Now let's talk about the Bears.
Are we out of fantasy football land? We out of fantasy football land now?
Come on, let's talk about the Bears. Let's
Hey
go.
man. Hey, I'm just here for your entertainment purposes. That's what I'm here for. I never heard so much fantasy football talk, and I don't mean the gambling part. I mean the fantasy about reality. That's what I mean. So if you want to talk about
reality,
if you want to talk about the
like my
cardiac
team
kids,
is not better than yours.
oh man, okay. So with that
You
said,
keep saying that.
I think this is called dropping dimes and stats with DJ and Jax. Is that not the name of this awesome show? Is that correct? So I think I dropped some dimes on you last week, and I told you that Sam Darnold would turn into a pumpkin. I think that came true. Because how many interceptions did your boy throw? How many did he throw? Can you answer that question for me, young man?
No.
Oh, you can't answer that. I think he might have thrown the same amount of interceptions that he threw in the championship playoff game last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. And here's the great thing about it, Jax. It was the same level of importance playing the same level of high quality opposing team. And what did Sam Darnold do that he's always done? He turns back into Sam Darnold, the bust that was the first round overall draft pick for the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct me when I'm wrong?
Can we talk about Matthew Stafford though? You're
Hey,
about to say Matthew Stafford, this and that, this and that.
no, I'm not.
He played
I'm not about to
horrible.
say anything about Matthew Stafford. I'm not about to say anything. I just want to get
You know he
confirmation.
played bad.
I just want to get confirmation from you. Did Sam Darnold throw 4 interceptions? Yes or no? And then I'm gonna move on to the next
Oh,
topic, and we can talk about the Bears. The Bears.
the most overrated team in the league.
Oh man, you are such a hater, brother.
I
Last
don't buy
week.
a
Oh,
hater.
wait
You
a
know
minute.
it.
I think
You
it's my
know it.
time.
You
I think
know
it's,
y'all
I
the
think
most
it's,
overrated
I
team
think
in the
it's my
league.
time to talk now. Last
You know
week,
it.
the Bears are in third place. I said, wait a minute, Jax. The Bears are in second place. But you tried to boo-hoo that. So now this week, I'm looking at the standings. Let me see here. Oh, wait a minute. At the top of the NFC North, drum roll please, the Chicago Bears. Not the Green Bay Packers, not the Detroit Lions, and definitely not the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, wait a minute. Clearly, out front, no ties. The Bears are number one in the NFC North. So, Jax, I think you might want to give us your apology from trying to boo-hoo and cast shade and haterade on the Chicago Bears. Because right now I'm looking at the standings. Wait a minute, hold up. In the NFC West, oh, wait a minute. It's the LA Rams in first place. And Seattle is in second place, but coming up quick on Seattle is San Francisco. So when the chips are really important to win, your boy Sam Donald, he turns into a pumpkin. But now we can talk about the cardiac kids, the Chicago Bears, because they have come back 4 times in the fourth quarter when it matters the most. And out of all people who I never had any stake in, Caleb Williams is showing that he has the moxie of being a real first round overall draft pick. Unacceptable that Sam Darnold couldn't do the same thing when he was the number one overall draft pick when he played for his team. And Caleb Williams is only in his second year. And all the stuff they were saying about Caleb Williams, he got himself an awesome coach. I got to take my hat off. Jax, can you see me? I'm taking my hat off to Detroit for letting Ben Johnson come to the Chicago Bears and turn Caleb into a man. Because that's what we're looking at, brother. And we lead the league in takeaways. Yes, sir. We've 4 games in a row, Jax. Interception and fumble, recovery and force and sack by the Bears, the monsters of the Midway, which is what we're known for. And now we're about to bring a little bit of offense. Man, you better watch out, Jax. So you got to give due when it's due. You can't keep haterade. It don't look good on you, Jax.
I'm not hating. I do this about every single time you mention the Bears. You speak so highly on them. Like they beat some of the best teams in the league, right? Let me just go through the
Oh, he,
games y'all played.
he's gonna find some stats and he's gonna
Make
find, but
sure.
at the
Hold
end
on,
of
hold
the
on,
game,
hold on, hold
let me say this. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say,
on.
but you know what? You play the schedule that you're given. Pure and simple, buddy. You play the schedule that you're given.
I know.
Now go ahead.
Good for you. Good for you.
Go ahead.
Good for your team. Going back to week 1. First game of the season, it really doesn't count. Played the Vikings, lost by 3. Doesn't count. That doesn't count for real. Because it's week 1. Week 2. You know what happened in week 2. I don't want to embarrass your team. Look, what? I don't want to embarrass your team. But do you know what happened in week 2?
What, we lost
Not
to
only
the Detroit Lions?
yes.
Okay, that's week 2.
Not only
So let me ask you this
hold
question.
on.
Let me ask you this question. Does that count for more than one victory for the Detroit Lions? Because I'm looking here at the standings. Wait a minute. Let me look at the standings here. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, what's the Lions record? What's the Lions record?
6-4.
6-4, and the Bears are 7-3, right?
7-3, my friend.
Okay,
That's
so
correct. And the
y'all are
Bears on
gonna
a
lose.
3-game winning streak.
Hold on. Y'all are gonna lose to the Steelers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You think the Bears are going to lose to the Steelers?
Yes.
The Steelers, who barely won a game, and Aaron Rodgers is turning back into an old, decrepit football player that he was in New York.
The Lions play the Giants. So when you guys lose, the Giants will be back. The Lions will be back in first place.
The Lions are playing the Giants?
Yes.
The Giants that look better with Jameis Winston under the helm.
And you think they're going to win? Are you trying to tell me you think they're going to win?
Where's the game at?
In Detroit?
Guess what? That same Jameis Winston beat the Ravens last year when he had his start in a pivotal game. Did he or did he not? Correct me if I'm wrong. So if you're underestimating the value of what Jameis Winston does well, then you're going to catch an L, brother.
You hear yourself?
You heard what I just said.
Are you serious?
Only thing bad with Jameis Winston game, he throws too many interceptions because he tries to always throw the long ball when he shouldn't. Because actually, he had that team ready to win, and he did a Jameis Winston. It's almost like they say, you got mossed. Unfortunately, Jameis Winston is a gunslinger, and he just does not know how to taper it down a little bit instead of playing within the game, instead of trying to do too much. But he's so dangerous that if you take him for granted, he will put an L up on you. So if you're looking past the Giants, then shame on you. But go ahead, young man. I'm listening. As you want to break down our schedule, the reality is we're 7-3. We're in first place, and we control our destiny, unlike Detroit and unlike Seattle. Because if we win out,
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
How so? So if you go with basically winning out,
we play the Rams one more time.
Mm-hmm.
We play the Niners one more time. We play the Panthers and the Vikings. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. We could actually go undefeated the rest of the season.
What do you think your record is going to end out being since you're so good?
I think we're going to go 13-4. I think. Oh, and we play the Colts.
Oh my goodness.
How?
So your team is going to go 13-4.
Yes.
So you're saying that your team's going to run the table. Is that correct?
No. I'm not saying that.
Well, if they're
I think we're going to lose one more game.
You're telling me that they're going to go 6-1. They're going to go 6-1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Sam Donald.
So, like I said, not only did you lose to the Lions, you lost 52-21. That's also another team in the NFC that is better than you.
So
y'all beat the Cowboys. This is where y'all start getting it rolling. You beat the Cowboys at home. I would probably say that's y'all best win of the season right here against the Cowboys.
Really?
Y'all win by 17 at home. Caleb probably has, that time, that was his best game.
Really?
Yeah.
Caleb's best games have been the last 2 they played. And let me explain this to you. Because it ain't the blowout that determines the character of the player. It's the close come from behind victories that you have when the game is actually looks like it's not winnable. That's your best game. So Caleb's shown in the most pressurized situations, he stayed calm, cool, and collective, and he led the team to the winning drive to the W. It's not beating somebody by 15, 20, 30 points. Those games mean nothing. So since the simple fact that Detroit beat us by 2-3 touchdowns the first 2 games of the season, guess what? You know what winners do? We don't look back, baby. We look forward. So you're taking a wrong approach about where we are, because I'm not looking in the rearview window. I'm looking out the front windshield so I can see the wind in front of me, not behind me. So since you're not on the Bears, you would not be the proper person to talk to because you're talking about yesterday's news. I'm talking about today's news. Today's news says the Bears are 7-3, atop the NFC, and today's news says that the Seattle Seahawks are 7-3 in second place, and today's news says that the Detroit Lions are 6-4 in third place. And if the Detroit Lions end,
beat you.
who cares?
That's what I'm trying.
Who
All
cares?
right, cool. I'm gonna keep going.
You gonna lay your hat on that?
I honestly don't care anymore. The Bears
So
beat the Raiders.
let me give you a little history lesson. Kansas City beat the Eagles in the regular season, and in the Super Bowl, the Eagles beat the brakes off of them. So what does that tell me? If I'm going to lay my hat on, I blew you out 6 weeks ago, and I think you're going to walk right into my stadium and blow me out again, shame on you.
Yes.
Because you're gonna get the worst L that you ever taken. Because
All
guess
right.
what? There's not going to be 3 teams that make the playoffs in the NFC North this year. It's going to be 2 teams. And Detroit might not make it.
I think Detroit will make it.
Okay.
But anyway, y'all beat the Raiders by 1. That was a trap game. It was in Las Vegas. Y'all won that. Then y'all traveled to Washington. Beat the Commanders by 1.
Uh-huh.
Then you're at home against the Saints, which Caleb has a bad game. And y'all win by 12. Then the Tyler Huntley led Ravens win 30-16. Now, at this point, you have played 2 good teams in the Lions and Ravens, and you lost both of those by 2 touchdowns and more.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to keep going.
And who has the better record between the 3 teams? I'm just listening.
Hold on.
Who has the better record?
Who's had the harder schedule?
Who cares? Did you just hear what I said? You played the
Who is
schedule
the
that's
better
given
team?
to you. So obviously
Who
you
has
don't
the better
understand
quarterback?
competition. But
Who has
that's
the better
fine.
running back?
That's fine. All I care about is wins and L's. I don't care about stats.
So let me keep going about y'all season with y'all wins and L's.
Yeah, so we're 7-3, and you're spending a lot of time breaking down what we ain't versus what we are.
All right. After this, I'm gonna do my team.
Who cares?
Okay. If you don't care, then why bother listening?
Then let's talk about the next thing in NFL.
Well, why can I finish? Why, bro? Why can I not speak good
Go
or
ahead.
what I think about your team?
We just spent about 15 minutes talking about your team, and you had nothing but excuses of why they lost, correct? Go ahead.
Y'all beat the Bengals 47-42. Y'all beat the Giants. Caleb has a bad game by 4. By the way, Jackson Dart got injured in the 4th quarter.
Oh, right.
Then in Minnesota, y'all beat the Vikings, and y'all look mid, but come from behind win for Caleb builds up more confidence. Now, you travel back home and play the Steelers, which
we're gonna beat.
Y'all could win that game,
we have
a
better defense and we have a better offense. Pure and simple.
Okay.
And truth be told, I'm a Mike Tomlin used to be admiration of Mike Tomlin, but let's be honest, Mike Tomlin is a mediocre coach at this point in his career. Ben Johnson is on the uprise. So at this point in time, Ben Johnson is a better coach than Mike Tomlin. Fact.
Okay, y'all are 7-3. Let's say y'all beat the Steelers. Y'all are 8-3. Y'all travel to Philly. That's a loss. 8-4. Y'all travel to Green Bay. That's a loss. 8-5.
You think
at home against the Browns. That's a win. 10-5. You play the Packers again. That's a loss. 10-6.
If you think the Packers gonna beat us twice, you're fooling yourself,
bro. I cannot wait.
Hey, you know what they say? You know what they say? Put your money where your mouth is.
Okay, we'll see.
Put your money where your mouth is.
And then you travel to San Fran. That's a loss. 10 and
Really?
6. And now, this is the game that matters. You're at home against the Lions. It's most likely you
Mhm.
win and you're in.
Mm.
Now, I'm
Says
gonna say
says
that y'all lose,
says
but
the
just for the sake,
procrastinator.
I say y'all win. Okay.
Says the procrastinator. Okay. I'm
Bro,
listening.
I just said y'all win. What else do you like?
Okay. How much longer are we gonna talk about this? We got more stuff to talk about, young man.
Yeah, I know. No.
We got a lot more to talk about. We haven't talked about the Panthers and the Falcons, and we have college football. So we only have so much time to talk on this platform instead of us being homers.
All right. Last time, I'm gonna run through this.
Oh my goodness.
First game of season,
Go ahead.
lost by 4. Right. So far, we've only lost by 4 points all season. We beat the Steelers by 14 in Pittsburgh. We beat the
Uh-huh.
Saints by 31 at home. We beat the Cardinals by 3. We lose to the Bucks by 3. So now that's a combined loss of 7. We beat the Jags by 8. We beat the Texans by 8. We destroyed the Commanders by 24. We destroyed Cardinals by 22, and we lose to the Rams by 2. That is a combined loss of only 9 points. Now, our remaining schedule is the Vikings. Oh, wait, hold on. The Titans in Tennessee. That's a win. 8 and 3. Vikings at home. That's a win. 9 and 3. Traveling to Atlanta. That's a win. 10 and 3. Got the Colts at home. I can see this going either way, but I think we're going to beat the Rams, so I'll say this is going to be a loss. So 10 and 4, right? 10 and 4. Then we're at home against the Rams on Thursday Night Football. That's a win. Now we're 11 and 4. In Carolina, that's a win. 12 and 4. Our last game of the season, probably determine if we'll win the division or not. We travel to San Fran, and the same thing we did last year, we're going to do it again by more, and that's a win. 13 and 4. Like I said, the only 2 games I see us losing is against the Colts at home and the Rams at home. But I think we're going to win one of those games. And if we win both of those games, we're getting the 1 seed.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, like I said.
All right. So we'll give you your fantasy fulfillment as we move on to the next topic.
Hey, I'm going to use one of your words. Put your money where your mouth is. Where do you see us going for the rest of the year?
You want me to tell you what you want to hear? Or you want me to tell you what
No.
the
What
truth
do
is?
you think? I don't care what you say, because I know what's going to happen.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't care. Period.
Lame.
Don't care. Here's what I do
Bears
know.
fans.
They won't have the number 1 seed, and they will
Bears
have Sam
fans.
Downer turn into a pumpkin again because that's who he is. See,
Bears
one thing you
fans.
cannot run away from what you are. And Sam Donald is not a winner. Just that simple.
Uh,
So if I
uh,
had to choose Sam Donald over
oh
Matt
my
Stafford,
goodness.
I'm taking Matt Stafford because guess what? Sam Donald is not a
Oh
winner.
my gosh.
So with that
Oh
said,
my
let's move on
gosh.
to the next topic. You want to talk a little bit more
Oh
NFL
my
or want to get on over
gosh.
to college football today?
I'm gonna just do whatever you say now. So whatever I gotta say is a problem. Even though
Well,
I'm the one with the facts.
I have no problem with what you got to say. The reality is, how long you gonna say it and keep repeating yourself? Because
Exactly. I'm gonna keep it.
all you're highlighting are the teams that you like. You're not
I'm gonna
being
keep. I was just
indiscriminate
talking about
against the
the Bears,
NFL.
and I don't like the Bears.
Right. So the opposite of that for you, young man, since you don't like the Bears and you know I'm from Chicago, you want to try to lean in with some negative about them, which I don't care. Okay. And the opposite of that is you want to highlight the Seahawks and you want to highlight the Detroit Lions. Let's highlight football. How about that?
Okay, come on.
So right now, with that said, who is the MVP of the league right now? Can you be?
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, okay. Now he can be non-biased. Oh, good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
It's either Jonathan Taylor or Drake May. Those are my two. But they're most likely going to give it to Drake May because it's a quarterback award.
Okay. So you think that they would give it to Drake May if the Rams and the Patriots ended up with the same records? Who has the best stats between Drake May and Matthew Stafford? And for the record, I'm not a
I
Matthew
mean,
Stafford fan.
I
I'm not
mean,
a
Drake
Matthew
May
Stafford.
has more yards. He has 2 less passing touchdowns,
Okay.
and he's had better games, and he's beat better teams. So I
Okay.
would give it to Drake May.
Okay.
And also, this is only his second season.
Okay. So you might be right with the stats. You might be right with the stats. You have had an unbiased opinion for the first time in a while. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So as we move forward, let's talk about the landscape of college football. So why don't you lead us? Because there were some pretty good games in college football this past week. Which games would you like to highlight today, my man Jax?
I would like to talk about the Alabama and Oklahoma game.
Okay, go right ahead.
First off, I want to know how Oklahoma is only ranked 8th now. That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get how you beat a team that's 7 spots ahead of you. And what everybody is saying, oh, this team is good. That Florida State game, well, it was a fluke. It was an early season game. Didn't matter. Was that game in Alabama?
I believe it was.
You travel to Bama and take down Bama, which at that time was a 4th-ranked team. Now, I mean, last week, y'all kept it close with Ole Miss at home, but you lost. So I believe Oklahoma is a good team, of course. I don't think they're a contender, but I do think they could win a playoff game. But I don't see them getting to the semis. I don't see them getting to. It really depends on who they play in the first round. Also, what? What else? What else? What else? We played horrible. Just want to say that we looked horrible. If we play like that against OSU, we're gonna lose by 20.
Oh,
Straight up.
he speaks some truth.
Straight up. That game looked horrible.
That's the next game on the schedule, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we got Maryland, and then that team.
Okay.
But yeah.
So y'all have one more tune-up game before y'all get a beat down by the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Hey, and guess what? People's been saying that for the past how much years now? And how much years in a row have we won?
Well, guess what?
I just
Do
want to
you
keep
think
on
that
hearing it because I could keep going.
do you
I
think
could
that
keep going.
yesterday's success has anything to do with today's success?
I could keep going.
So when what grade you in? You're in 7th grade or 8th grade?
I could keep going. I'm telling you.
What grade are you in,
People keep
Jax?
doubting us.
Are you in 7th grade or 8th grade?
7th.
Okay, so when
People
you
keep doubting
finished out
us.
6th grade, and even when you were a straight A student, did they start you as a straight A student when you began your first month in 7th grade, or did you start at 0?
I don't know.
You started at 0, you know, because you had to study and take the new test in 7th grade. So my point is, what happened last year and the year before that and year before that has nothing to do with the next game that they play the Ohio State Buckeyes. But it
We
has a
gotta
lot to
win.
do, you know,
Gotta win.
of course you should come and have some
Gotta win.
confidence, But the reality is you're going to be out
Exactly.
talented, out coached, and the only advantage is I think the game's in the big house.
Look, I'm gonna keep on saying this until you learn. People have been saying that for the past 4 years. We've been outplayed most of the time in yards. We've been, what else? Out talented. Worst record. Not even ranked in some of the games we played against them.
Mm.
But we still win. Why? Because of momentum from the previous years.
Okay.
We build off of that.
All
And
right. Well,
then,
you keep that heat for when the game comes up. And then after they get the brakes beat off of them, I don't want you coming here giving me some stats and all these, justifications and rationales and excuses. Just take the L like a man, okay?
guess what? 35-10. What happened, Texas? I want to know because I didn't watch the game.
Nor did I. Did I
Oh,
say I was a Texas fan?
yes. What?
No, you never heard me say I was a Texas fan. Where you get that from? You seem to think that
Look,
geography has something to do with the teams that
bro,
I root for. I'm
you
I'm not a
literally
I'm
told me
I'm not a I never told you I was a
yourself.
Texas fan. When did you hear me say that?
You told me
When?
yourself
When
you
did you hear
are
me
a
say that?
Texas fan.
You heard wrong because I never
You
said that.
personally told me
No,
you were a Texas fan.
you will be wrong. Last time I was a Texas fan when Vince Young played and won the championship, and when Ricky Williams played for the Texas
Okay,
Longhorns,
another
and
game I
when
would like to
Earl
talk.
Campbell played for the Texas Longhorns. That's when. So, with that said, the biggest thing going on in college football outside of you talking about homerism is the fact that Lane Kiffin is on the clock on which team he's going to leave Ole Miss for. And if I'm not mistaken, as you pointed out to me, Ole Miss AD gave him an ultimatum to sign that extension. So let's talk about that.
I honestly have no clue what team he's going to, if I'm being honest. He's
Okay.
most likely going to go to the NFL, I
So you
think.
think he's going to jump to the NFL over taking the job at Florida or LSU? Now, break down and tell us what's the advantages of him going back to the NFL and where would he be going other
I mean,
than
I don't
New York
know. I
New
just
York
told you. I
Giants?
really don't know.
New York Giants so he can get Jackson Dart maxed out of his potential. So that's a good possibility. But I believe that Lane Kiffin being smarter than he was when he was a young upstart and the hottest thing on the planet when he was the head coach for the Raiders, he's going to want that long-term security. And only place he can get that and be a god is on the college platform. So I would venture to say that he's going to end up either in LSU or Florida. And I would lean towards Florida because Lane Kiffin loves the water and he loves to be on the boats and he loves that lifestyle. So I would venture to say I put my money on Lane Kiffin as the head coach of the Florida Gators versus staying at Ole Miss, which is not going to happen, versus him going to LSU, versus him going to the cold media with the number one scrutinized media on the planet, which is New York, even with Jackson Dart there. My money says that Lane Kiffin will be with the Florida Gators next year.
Cool. I did not know that.
Ah, maybe you might want to do some research, young man.
I mean, I really don't. Okay, I guess. Whatever you
So,
say.
with that said, let's turn over to basketball. Since I know that's your number one sport, and it's always good to close out the show with the highest energy from my man Jax. So, what do we talk about when it comes to college sports and basketball? We're going to close out with the NBA.
Yeah, we could close out with the NBA. First thing I want to say is, and before you call me a homer, just want to tell you that The Pistons have won what, 10 straight, 11 straight.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not a Pistons fan, but
Actually,
they
I was
just
going
took.
to tell you, hey man, your Pistons on the roll. I I would have had
Not
no problem if you're a homer because they have won like 9, 10 in a row. They've been balling, and they won their last game without their two best players because they were out with minor injuries or whatever. So they might be legit.
might be.
They
I
might be
mean, they
legit.
were legit last year.
I don't.
They
As I
were
tell
one game away from going to a game 7 with the New York
okay,
Knicks.
cool. Well, as I tell you, and I tell everybody, I don't watch the NBA during the regular season because it's a terrible product. But I don't pick it up and really start seriously watching it until it's the, you know, championship for the conferences and if it makes sense to watch the NBA finals. Other than that, I don't spend too much of my time wasted watching a bad product.
So I want to talk about Laurie Markkinen. I mean, I didn't even know he was averaging over 35 a game for the Jazz this year. He could get traded out of the Jazz and actually be, I wouldn't say a star, but like better than a role player, but still has a role.
Well, I want to give you some history. You know, he used to be a number one draft pick for the Chicago Bulls, and he fizzled out. So he's having a renaissance. Let's see if he can actually sustain that over the course of a whole year. So I wouldn't put too much stock in that early. However, maybe he's matured and really found who he is. Good for him.
Also, LeBron's first game of the NBA season was it wasn't horrible, it's just it
He
was
picked
all right.
he picked up another 11 points to add to his, you know, stuff statting, his stat stuffing. Because that's all he's doing. Because as far as him winning another championship, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, my friend. So all he's doing now is stat stuffing, and he's probably trying to set the record and have two sons in the league that he's playing with. So I believe that's really his truest motivation right now. His youngest son, Bryce, should be a couple of years away from getting propelled into the NBA, just like his brother. But Bryce is actually far better than the, brother. So I think that's really what LeBron James is doing in terms of playing basketball. He's not there to win championships. He's there to try to do something that nobody's ever done to try to, cement his false stature as the GOAT, which he's not and never will be. But I think that's his motivation. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wait, who's the GOAT?
Who's the GOAT?
Yeah, who is it?
If you have to ask, you obviously don't know basketball.
Well, I know more than you, so tell me who the GOAT is. For
Okay.
you, who's the GOAT?
For everybody and the NBA players, there's only one name. It's the
No.
name that dominates the shoe market and don't even have a competitor since he hasn't laced them up since 2003, but his shoe sells 100 times more than the closest competitor in the shoe game. And he's the guy that everybody tries to model their game after to be the ultimate winner. So need we say anymore? He's the only guy that's 6-0 in the NBA finals with 6 MVPs in the NBA finals, as well as having won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP all in the same campaign, and the only person that had shattered the win-loss record and finished off with a championship. So, need I say any more, young man? You can pretend not to know who he is because
Also, was
here's the
a
reality
nobody
of it is that
without Dennis
his
Rodman and Scottie
logo,
Pippen.
his logo is on everybody's jersey everywhere you look in baseball, in football,
Also,
in
was a
soccer,
nobody
in
until
tennis.
Scottie Pippen
So you can
and
say all you
Dennis
want to,
Rodman
young
did
man, but
not
there's
get
only
there.
one GOAT, and that's MJ.
LeBron James.
Okay.
That's the GOAT.
And
That's
he's
the
so
GOAT.
much of a GOAT. Why does his gym shoes sell? Because they don't. He's so much of a GOAT. I don't see his logo on any college football teams. I don't see his logo on any college basketball teams. I don't
Because
see
he's
his
not
logo on any
retired. Because
baseball
he's not
team.
retired.
Oh, but he
Because he's
owns a
not
lot of
retired.
different
Because he's
companies
not
and stuff,
retired.
so it's not preventing
He's
him
not
from being here.
retired.
So as I speak, we don't even entertain the conversation because it's not even a conversation. It's just that
I
simple.
mean, LeBron has more points, more assists, and rebounds. I'm pretty sure.
Right. And you being a stat stuffer person, I would expect that you would lean on stats versus victories. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I don't care about your stats if you ain't a winner. So if you
Crazy.
can't show me these right here,
Wait,
young
what's the
man,
show name? What's the show name?
the show name is Dropping Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax. But the first one is Dimes.
And guess what? Who has more dimes? Who
Dimes
has
are the
more
truth.
assists? LeBron
Hey,
James.
if you want to lean on being the second best and the first rate loser, hey, go right ahead. I don't care.
Guess what? Guess what? LeBron's better than MJ. Straight up. Straight up.
Okay.
Straight up.
If you want to say so, it's so fine with me. So, with that said, you're watching Dropping Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax is the ultimate winner. Sometimes he's just a little bit off in terms of what is winning. And in time of learning and maturity and wisdom, he'll find out that guess what? Winners are the only thing that matter. And see, there's a saying. See, the women like the long ball, but the winners make the calls. So, on behalf of yours truly, DJ the Money Coach, and my main man, Jax, you've been watching Dropping Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax, EP10. So make sure
LeBron.
you subscribe, share, and like this amazing EP10 because it's been nothing better than hanging out with my best guy, Jax. So, Jax, hey man, have a great weekend and come back with some stats with some W's to line up your philosophy. All right?
LeBron is
We'll
the
talk to you next time. We're blowing out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, create $8,333 a month passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today for $97. Hit that link and beat me to the master training.
You ever wondered what it feels like to disconnect from the world and just live in paradise? Here we go. This is our property in Zanzibar, Tanzania, one of the most exotic and coveted locations in the world, full of one of the last places you can actually eat, drink, and consume organically. At our lovely reception area. And take a look at the landscape and all of the real plants, trees, fruits, and vegetables, and everything you need to live a happy life. So here at Escape to Zanzibar, we help you escape to paradise and bliss and peace, to reset and redirect where you want your life to go. So hey, don't just take my word for it. Come experience it yourself. I'll see you soon.